Hello my great viewer, I welcome you to this amazing tutorial of how to put elastic on a shirt. This is an already sewn shirt, as you can see it from the video. Everything is sewed completely. Both the back pockets and the front pockets completely sewn. So what we're gonna do right now is to put elastic on the waist. In this kind of work, the waist or the waistband is sewn separately. Then after that, it will be attached to the body of the shirt. Okay, so this is the piece of fabrics I'm gonna use for the waist. Anytime I'm doing a work, the first thing at the back of my mind is the neatness of the work. So that's why I'm always careful in trimming, shaping, and cutting out excess fabrics in my work. And that's actually the way to go if you want to be a pro in this game. Okay, this is the kind of elastic I'm gonna use for this work. I think it's about 1/4. You can see it in the video. I hope you can see it clearly. Let me choose the measurement from the piece we're gonna use for the waistband. You can see I folded the piece into two. Then I place the elastic on the pieces. If you watch closely, you can see that the piece is longer than the elastic. And that means to say if the elastic is 1/4, the piece should be around 2 inches or 2.5 inches. It should be longer than the elastic with no less than half an inch for a starter. For a pro like me, I can even use a piece or a waist same size as the elastic. But that will be only assuming there is not enough fabrics for the waist. Okay, I believe you can see what I'm doing right now. I'm measuring the waist. I'm measuring it with the body of the shirt. You can see where the shirt is compared with the waist. Compared with how long the waist should be. That's about 2.5 inches extra from the waist. 2.5 inches extra. I remember there's also extra, I think about 1 inch from the other end of the waist. So 2.5 inches plus about 1 inch, that should be 3.5 inches. 3.5, that's between 3 inches to 4 inches is okay. So what you're gonna do is this. You're gonna first of all run a 1 inch thread and stitch. Then you skip half an inch. Then continue running the thread to the end of the waist. Remember that you are not gonna run the thread at the edge of the fabric. Just do it exactly as I did. You are gonna have to leave about half an inch and run the thread. So after that, you turn it over, you turn it the back of the waist, then run the second thread just exactly as I'm doing right now. This to give your work a good finishing and also to hold down that half an inch that you left. This is the end result. This is what you are supposed to get if you get everything correctly. That tiny hole, that half an inch that I skipped, is where the rope is gonna pass through after the elastic. That's after the work is done. I'm sure you still remember that this shot comes with a rope. I believe you saw it in the sequence from the beginning of the video. So that's where the rope is gonna pass through. But in case you are maybe assuming you are not putting rope in your own shot, you don't have to leave space for that hole. You can just stitch it straightforward. I guess you already know how to measure elastics, but in case you are new in this channel and you don't know how to measure elastics, I'm gonna have to refer you back to my other elastic titles. I'm gonna drop a link or two in the description of this particular video. How to measure elastics, you're gonna find it there. As you can see, I joined the elastic to itself to make a cycle, a wide cycle. I'm cutting out the excess elastic at the tips. So placing it on the waste fabrics, I'm gonna run a thread to hold it to the waste material. Remember the hole, that small hole, that half an inch hole, is gonna face forward as it's gonna be at the upper end of the waste. So that when you fold it forward, it's gonna stay at the center of the work, as you can see. And then that part becomes the front side of the shot. That's the fly side, the part you're gonna attach to the fly. This is why it actually gets tricky. This is like the foundation of the work. If you're able to get this part, I tell you, you are already done with the rest of the work. But if you don't get this part very, very well, your work will not be looking good. So you have to pay close attention to this particular part as I'm doing it. So what I did there is to fold the waist into two, holding the fly side. Then I identified the back center. That is the other end, the opposite of the front side. I had to identify it with the scissors. You can see it lying there on the machine. You're also going to identify the other end of the elastic. That's the opposite of the fly side. After identifying it, you're going to place it on the waist, on the back center that you already identified with your scissors. Then run a thread on it. Like I said earlier, those are like the foundation of the work. If you are able to get those places, those parts that I just taught, if you're able to get them correctly, you are already done. You're already more than halfway done with the work. Take a look at the work. This is how it's supposed to look so far. Now it's time to run our thread lines. As always, you're going to make sure that your thread lines are straight. And the first line to run is the upper line. That's the first line, the upper line, which is going to hold the elastic the more to the waist. Please, when you are sewing this part, make sure that you are sewing both on the elastic, which is inside the material. Make sure you are sewing on it together with the material. Please pay attention to what I'm doing with my hands. You're going to make sure that the elastic inside the material is very, very close to the edge of the folded material, right inside there. It's going to be close to the edge. If not, your work will not be looking good. I'm trying to adjust the camera to see if that can help, because I need you to understand what I'm doing. I need you to understand what I'm doing. So I need you to get a very, very clear view of exactly what I'm doing. But then this video is not going anywhere. You can watch it as many times as you want, so that you can be able to get what you need to know about this tutorial. Okay, still on the first upper line. Let's take it slowly, to make sure that the thread lines are straight. And as you are going, you're also adjusting the elastic inside the waist material. You're adjusting it to fit to the edge of the waist material, right in the middle of the waist material. Okay, I'm done with the first line. It's time to run the second line. This kind of elastic comes with two thread lines. It shouldn't be more than two thread lines, the first and the second. Then the middle will be left like that. The middle is where the rope is gonna pass through. So the second line is on progress, slowly and steadily. It's going like that to make sure that the lines are straight, the thread lines are straight. That's the thread work, to make sure that they are very, very straight, so that they can look more professional, you know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, behold our waistband. The first line through, the second line checked. This is the waistband that we are looking to make. Is here now. So the next step is to attach it to the body of the short. Yeah, I'm gonna attach it to the body of the short. So to do this, you're gonna turn the body of the short, turn it over. That's the wrong side. Then after turning it over, place it in such a way that the fly will be lying on the machine. When the fly is lying on the machine, then you're gonna pick the waistband up, identifying the fly, the part with the half an inch hole. You're gonna place that part, that small hole, that tiny half an inch hole. That's the part you're gonna attach to the fly on the machine. Then you run a thread to hold them together. That's the waistband and the short body. Remember that we only have two lines on the waistband, the upper first line and the second line. Then when you are doing this part, you are gonna run the thread below the second line. Okay, so that's the center back of the waistband. Remember, you are gonna stick it to the center back of the body of the short. Make sure that they are matching. If they don't match, then you have to start all over. So they have to match. It's very, very important. Remember where this particular line that I'm showing, remember where it's going. It's going right after the second line on the waistband. It will not be visible on the work. This is just to attach the waistband to the short, the body of the short. The work is all set now, ladies and gentlemen. Let me turn it over. This is what you got. This is children's size short. Children's size. It's for toddlers, not even children as a matter of fact. Babies between 4 and 8 months. Yeah, 8 months. That's the size. Okay, over to the overlocking machine now. We have to smoothen out those rough areas at the back. Yeah, those excess materials. I have to weave them off so that the wall can look clean, both from inside and from outside. And in case you don't know how to operate an overlocking machine or weaving machine as we popularly call it here, I'm gonna make a video about how to operate and how to thread everything you need to know about overlocking machine. I'm gonna make a video on it very, very soon. Just wait for it. Okay, this is it. This is what I hope to achieve with the overlocking or weaving machine. As you can see, the back is looking good now. The work is very, very good and very neat. Everything about the work. It's now time to run the final thread. This particular thread is actually optional. You can decide to do it or not to do it, but I'm doing it anyways. The purpose of the thread is to hold down the body of the short to the waistband, making it to relax more looking at it. And it's also going to give it another kind of beauty looking at the thread work. Okay, so this is it. This is the finished product. Everything done now except the rope. Check it out on my body. Check out the size. This is the size of the short. Very small size, toddler size. Alright, thank you for watching. Please leave your comment. Don't forget to subscribe, share, hit the notification button for more videos, and catch you on the next one.